Well, good morning and happy Monday, security gang, and welcome to December. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving Day break, but we're in December. That's it. 31 days left, 30 days left. 30 days because today's December 1st. 30 days left for 2025. 30 days. Where has the time gone? I've said it a lot this year because I feel like this year, from all other years in the past, has been like on like a bullet train just flying through. Um, and what a year it has been. So we've got a packed show, but I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving Day holiday. You've got some time with your loved ones to kind of unwind, relax, just kind of touch grass a little bit. Maybe you put your phones down. Maybe you didn't turn on your laptops. Maybe you didn't check email. It's important. It's important that when you walk away for a holiday, that you really be part of that holiday. You encompass that holiday, and especially now as we count down to Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, and all the other kind of December holidays, that you take that time to really walk outside, to touch grass, to actually be with your family. The job we do as practitioners is difficult. It's draining mentally, and a lot of times that mental draining takes a physical toll on us, and it's significant. So use this time, use this month to really just kind of develop something for you, to kind of relax, touch grass, get away from tech for a little bit, get away from all of it, and just be that, because that's what I did. I literally, like, I made it a point to not even check email Thursday through Saturday night. Just didn't do it. It was great. Spend time with my wife, with my son. Um, couldn't have been better. So just saying, do that. All right. Packed show today. Let's get into it. We've got the French Soccer Federation hack. We've got Asahi finally reporting on who was impacted, Gainsight and Salesforce, Comcast fine, French regulators chasing open AI, and more repositories under attack. So let's get into that this morning, with a coffee cup. Cheers, y'all. Got my double espresso here. Coffee cup. Cheers. Love a good espresso on a Monday morning. You can't help it. All right. Let's kick off with the French. The French Soccer Federation had member data stolen over the course of last week. According to the French's FFF, they disclosed a cyber attack that exposed member information, including registration and contact details and other account metadata. Systems were contained. Notifications are underway for the victims. Now you could be looking at targeted phishing of players, staff, and even partners. You could be looking at credential stuff and attacks against reused emails. And so now what the French Soccer Federation essentially is going to have to do is enforce MFA on member and admin portals. They should watch for mass password reset attempts and even stage phishing comms for clubs and associations that all could have been impacted by this breach. Now, why is this? Because look, soccer is a really, like, it's a huge moneymaker. I mean, I just said 2026, Atlanta's hosting, I think, like 4 or 6 World Cup games here. Like, it's projected to bring in billions to the economy. Billions, not millions, billions, right? So soccer is a really big deal. Player information, agent information, all of that is significant, especially because, and I'm gonna give you one of the big things here. We're gonna go 2 steps forward a little bit with you. Go, why would they want to do this? Very simple. Sports betting in Europe. Sports betting on soccer games, huge, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. If you're able to fish information out of people that could give you an upside on bets, would you do it? I would. I mean, anyone with the right mind would. So why wouldn't you? That's the how they use this data. So Asahi says the data breach is impacting around 1.5 million people. The personal data is tied to multiple brands and was exfiltrated as part of the Kylene ransomware attack. that included contact details, but payment data was not indicated in there. The ransomware actors have posted samples of the data. You could be looking at large consumer phishing, surface potential partner fraud in their distribution networks, block lookalike domains. You should that's what Asahi should do right now, is block lookalike domains. Just go on a domain purchasing spree. They should add velocity checks to loyalty and redemption flows, and they should rotate shared credentials with some of their distributors to help mitigate some of that risk there as well. And that's, again, significant. 1.9 million people were impacted by this, of which 1.5 million were customers who contacted Asahi's customer service centers. 114,000 were external contacts who received congratulatory or condolences telegrams. 107,000 were current and retired employees, and 168,000 family members of those employees were all part of it. They're still working on restoring impacted systems even 2 full months after the initial compromise. Again, just showing you, when you attack manufacturing, that ramp up time, getting back up there, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's nothing like it. Nothing like it. And if you're in manufacturing, you got to tighten ship. We'll move to Salesforce, which restricted Gainsight apps over unusual activity. Salesforce revoked their tokens and temporarily blocked Gainsight integration for some customers over an investigation into suspicious API behavior. And again, this goes to SaaS supply chain risk, and even CRM data exposure, and even max export opportunities there. In a Salesforce audit, in Salesforce, by the way, what many of you should do is you should audit your connected apps. Remove anything that's unused, right-size scopes, and even rotate secrets, and alert on abnormal reports and API exports while you're in there. Researchers at Google Threat Intelligence Group last week said the Shiny Hunters is likely linked to more than 200 cases of customer data that may have been breached through the Gainsight connection. And again, this just keeps on going. Multiple Gainsight products were impacted, including Community CC, Skilljar, SJ, and NorthPass CE. According to an updated security post from Gainsight, the products remain operational, but they cannot currently read and write from Salesforce. Gainsight said the integration of Gong has also been deactivated, likely by Gong as a precautionary measure, not because of anything going on there. HubSpot said there's no evidence the company or HubSpot customers may have been impacted. However, its Gainsight integration will remain deactivated until the investigation is complete. Kind of see that downflow like impact right there on Gainsight, right? All of the major third parties just cutting them off right then and there. And as a CISO, I'll tell you, I would do the same thing. You tell me someone in my environment just got compromised by one of my competitors or another market player, we're likely cutting off connection until we're satisfied that it wouldn't impact us and we don't become featured on the CyberHub podcast. So I'd say, hey, that's a thing. All right, let's move to some fines here. Comcast to pay $1.5 million over a vendor breach that impacted just under 270,000 customers. The third-party error exposed customer information, leading to a settlement fine package. Regulator scrutiny on vendor controls is increasing as they're looking for precedent for stronger contract clauses. You should always refresh data process agreements, 72-hour notice, right to audit, long handback, especially on major vendors that process really big information, like really important information. What I mean, big information, like employee information or customer information, stuff like that, that would be considered PII. The breach occurred in February of 2024 when they attackers accessed the systems of the Financial Business and Consumer Solutions, which was a debt collector Comcast stopped using 2 years earlier. And that breach believed to have impacted 1.9 million people in total, but it was raised to 4.2 in July of this year. FBSC filed for bankruptcy after the breach, saying we've got no way. We talked about it here on the show. And now Comcast getting a $1.5 million fine because of that. So just showing you, like, overlooking it, again, a thing. We go back to France, where Vanity Fair France is fined by the regulator for privacy violations over GDPR. And guess what? Consent and cookie handling and user data transparency issues were all part of the fine. And again, this goes into a greater. The fine is 750,000 euros. It's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket for them, but they're just, again, the idea of these fines is more as cautionary to get actually people to do that. But you do want to re-verify your privacy settings on your website. Make sure you're able to comply with all requirements of GDPR. Otherwise, you could find yourself in there as well. So we move to OpenAI, where user data was exposed via a mixed panel incident. This is coming after a mixed panel compromise exposed some OpenAI user data in analytics events. No model weights or no chat histories indicated beyond telemetry. API keys, email addresses, and usage metadata and logs can see targeted attacks. So you should rotate those keys. You should restrict egress to vendor endpoints via firewall policies, and you should scrub sensitive fields from analytics if you don't need them there. Again, going after this, the AI giant uses mixed panel for web analytics to help it understand product usage and improve the API product altogether. So again, if you're an AI platform, they're looking for you. We'll move to our next story, and again, a lot of stories today, so stay tuned. Factory, which is an AI campaign platform, disrupted after security concerns. Converge indicates that an AI platform used for campaign operations was disrupted amid security issues. Access has been limited pending review. Political organizations and agencies relying on third-party AI tooling face availability and confidentiality risks. You should treat AI platforms like dev tooling. I'd say that that's possible. Factory, which is a San Francisco-based startup, said it was disrupted by the attack by at least one state-linked threat group that attempted to hijack its software development platform for use in a global cyber fraud operation. The company said the attackers, some of whom were linked to China-based state actors, used AI-based coding agents to maintain their infrastructure and make real-time adjustments to Factory cyber defenses. So the attacker sought to exploit the free tier access and onboarding pathway across multiple AI providers, including Factory, in order to assemble an external large-scale fraud and cybercrime operation, according to Eno Reyes, the Factory CTO. So, again, China there on the move. Again, showing you AI being used for attacks, for developing attacks in real time. The threat is not going to go away at all. It's only going to increase, and we have to be able to have this visibility and the monitoring in order to put a stop to it. A weaponized Google Meet ClickFix lore is now being used in the wild. Attackers are pushing full-screen fake update prompts in Google Meet Docs Drive with the context to deliver malware like an overlay plus some social engineering, a local execution type of attack where credential theft and lateral movement could take place. Again, if you have local admin on those devices, you should remove it. You should block unsigned installers altogether on your device. Enable AMSI script block and login and alert when browsers spawn PowerShell and W scripts all together. That'll go a long way there as well. And again, ClickFix, the type of attack we've feared for quite some time, way more popular now. A public GitLab repo leaked over 17,000 secrets. According to the scan of a public GitLab, they found over 17,000 exposed secrets, cloud keys, tokens, and passwords across many organizations. Many were still valid, which could lead to immediate cloud takeover path and even CI/CD compromise. You should be running enterprise secret scanning. You should be rotating some of those leaked keys. The researchers here scanning 5.6 million public repositories on GitLab Cloud. And Luke Marshall used the TruffleHog open source tool to check the code in repositories for sensitive credentials like API keys, passwords, and tokens. The researchers previously scanned Bitbucket, where they found 6,212 secrets spread over 2.6 million repositories. So again, the kind of common crawl type of attack there. The process returned around 17,430 verified live secrets. And again, we're not going to compare between GitLab and Bitbucket. There were more repos in GitLab than there were in Bitbucket. So, that's there, neither here nor there, but you can obviously see where a lot of these leaked keys come from. A lot of them are Google Cloud, Mongo database, Telegram bot token, OpenAI, OpenWeather, SendGrid, AWS, Slack, Webhook, GitLab, Docker Hub. Again, all of these are impacted there as well. You should be rotating some of those leaked keys right away, and you should enforce commit hooks to block secrets and move secrets to vaults with short TTL. I literally just did a webinar talking about this. So just something one has to do. All right, CISO is adding an actively exploited cross-site scripting to its Kev catalog. This one coming as CISO's Kev continues to get more and more vulnerabilities, and it now includes a cross-site scripting flaw under active attack. And for Open PLC SCADA BR. And again, this is significant because this the vulnerability in question is from 2021. It's CVE 2021-26829. It's a cross-site scripting flaw that affected Windows and Linux versions of the software via system settings. It impacts the Open PLC SCADA BR through 1.12.4 on Windows and 0.9.1 on Linux. In addition to the security defect, Forescout said it caught pro-Russian hacktivist group known as TUNET targeting its honeypot in September of 2025, mistaking it for a water treatment facility. And again, they can get in, they can do extensive damage there. So you want to make sure you get this patched or block it off the internet altogether. We'll move to some proposed legislation where California's browser opt-out law could have national privacy ripple effects. California enacted a law requiring sites to honor browser-level global privacy controls and age verification rules. This could have impact on national companies who will have to adapt their defaults for all U.S. users to minimize complexity. That's kind of what happened with CCPA. Compliance and engineering work for consent age gates and data sale and sharing toggles can all come into play here. So in October, Gavin Newsom signed the law, which amends the state's trailblazing CCPA to mandate web browsers create a turnkey tool for residents to opt out from data sharing once instead of having to do so each time they visit a website. The California law goes into effect in January 1 of 2027. And so we'll see the ripple effect here. My guess is it's not going to be significant because the lift's already been done. The playbook's already been written, but it's going to impact everyone in the nation, which might be a good thing. Might be a really, really good thing. And our final story of the day, the evil twin in-flight Wi-Fi operator gets 7 years in prison. The man who ran rogue access points on airplanes to harvest logins was sentenced to 7 years in jail. The man, an Australian national, was charged in July 2024 after Australian authorities confiscated his equipment in April and confirmed that he was engaging in malicious activities during domestic flights and at airports in Perth, Melbourne, and Adelaide. The man was setting up a access point with a Wi-Fi Pineapple portable wireless access device and used the same SSID for the rogue wireless network as legitimate ones in the airport. And then he was using phishing pages. And so he's going to spend 7 years in jail there. That's it for our show this morning. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, live with all the latest cybersecurity news. Go check out cyberhubpodcast.com, where part one of our 3-part series, ARR Became King, how cybersecurity economic engine created the budget crisis CISOs are experiencing today. I go right at it, no hold bars, 3-part series. So go check it out now at cyberhubpodcast.com. Until tomorrow, have a great rest of your day. Have a great December. Most importantly, y'all, stay cyber safe.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.